Welcome to the interview with Priya Vincent, the queen of digital media.
നമസ്കാരം. I'm Priya Vincent. ജനിച്ചു വളർന്നതൊക്കെ ചെന്നൈയിലായിരുന്നു. എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എവറിത്തിങ് ദർ കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് ഇൻ ചെന്നൈ. ഓൾ ഫാമിലി ചെന്നൈയിൽ തന്നെ ആയിരുന്നു. ആൻഡ് I can say that I was born in the film industry because my father in those days, he was into special effects with Prasad. Then my sister, she's an actress, Sumalata. She's acted in South and Hindi films. So Angana films are nothing new to me. I can say that I was literally born and crawling maybe on the sets right from the time I was a child and being exposed to the filmmaking from the beginning. So films are nothing new for me and have always been, the creative side of it has always been a passion. Though I hadn't planned at that time that I would be getting into this field, but I guess subconsciously mindla ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടോ, maybe because my father had done it at that point. പക്ഷെ അത് ഓർത്തിട്ട് ചെയ്തതല്ല, ഇറ്റ് ജസ്റ്റ് ഹാപ്പൻ. ആൻഡ് എനിക്ക് ഇത് അറിഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല ടിൽ വൺ പേഴ്സൺ, ആർട്ട് ഡയറക്ടർ തോട്ടാത്തർണി സാർ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായി, അച്ഛന് ചെയ്ത അതേ ഒരു ഫീൽഡിലാണല്ലോ വന്നത്. അപ്പോഴാണ് എനിക്കും മനസ്സിലായത് ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ വന്നത്. അത് പിന്നെ ഐ എം മാരീഡ് ടു എ മലയാളി. My husband is Ajay Vincent, cinematographer. അങ്ങനെ പഠിച്ചത്. ബിഫോർ മാരേജ് ഒറ്റൊരു വേർഡ് അറിഞ്ഞിട്ടേ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല. പിന്നെ കല്യാണം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഹസ്ബൻഡായിട്ട് പിന്നെ ഫാമിലിയായിട്ട് സിസ്റ്ററിലുമായിട്ട് എല്ലാവരായിട്ട് അങ്ങനെ വർത്താനം പറഞ്ഞ് അങ്ങനെ പഠിച്ചതാണ്. കോളേജ് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായി for 1.5 years. അഡ്വാൻസ് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ദർ വാസ് എ സ്മോൾ ബ്രേക്ക്. ആൻഡ് പിന്നെ കല്യാണം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടും ടേൺ കോഴ്സ് ഇൻ ബിസിനസ് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടിംഗ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഐ വാസ് ഓൾവേസ് ഹാഡ് ദിസ് പാഷൻ ഫോർ ആനിമേഷൻ. ആൻഡ് ഐ വാസ് ലുക്കിംഗ് ഫോർ എ പ്ലേസ്. In those days there were not many places and actually not many people have heard so much about animation. Then somebody had suggested Prasad to me, so I have done my course in Vector Institute of Visual Arts, Prasad, 2D animation, 3D animation and multimedia. അത് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവിടെ തന്നെ ഫാക്കൽറ്റി ആയിട്ട് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആനിമേഷൻ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായി for about a year. Then after that I wanted to jump into the field of action, live animation. VFX-ൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്ത് as an animator for 1 year. Then after that I had this interest of starting my own studio, so I shifted to Hyderabad and started my own studio in 1999, Spotlight Media. I was the first one to start this in Hyderabad. Even I think even Mantra came later on after that. And my first break was given to me by major break Mr. Mohan Babu. Yamajatakudu total CG പടമായിരുന്നു. more than 20 minutes animation ഉണ്ടാവും. Very expensive big budget film. He had full confidence in എൻ്റെ മേലെ. ഒന്നും ചോദിക്കാത്ത he had given me the whole responsibility. and അത്ര നന്നായിട്ടും റിസൾട്ട് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. Very good reviews, feedback and very encouraging. And after that there was no looking back. In Spotlight Media I have done more than 60 films, commercials with all the big names in the Telugu film industry, Ravindra sir, Chiranjeevi sir, Balakrishna sir and all the big directors and all Vincent movies, big banners. ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് I merged my business with Color Chips, a public limited company, and I started the visual effects division there. I was there for 2 years and I wanted to experiment with a new field at that time when motion capture first came to India at that point. Mobility Art Studio, the first studio in India, and it was the third largest mocap studio in the world. So I was working as the producer there for about 1.5 years and did a lot of interesting projects there in gaming, for electronic arts, house of moves, പിന്നെ കുറേ ഫിലിംസും ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായി. ഫോർ മിസ്റ്റർ സംഗീതം ശ്രീനിവാസറാവ്, യശ്രാജിൻ്റെ ധൂമിൻ്റെ വീഡിയോ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഈവൻ ഫോർ മിസ്റ്റർ രജനീകാന്ത് സുൽത്താൻ ഓൾസോ for about 2 months. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് I again wanted to go back to my main passion, visual effects. I was working in Mumbai for Future Works for about a year. അവിടെ വെച്ച് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് ഭ്രമരമൊക്കെ അവിടെയുള്ളപ്പോൾ ചെയ്തപ്പോഴായിരുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് I have come back to Prasad, shifted back to Hyderabad and been working as the VFX and DI producer for Prasad for the past 1.5 years. Animation pala divisions in 2D animation, 3D animation, and how it is applied in visual effects. The basic difference between 2D animation and 3D animation is, in 2D everything is drawn, whereas in 3D everything is created. Whatever, whether it's a model or a set or a prop, everything is like created. For example, if you're making a table, you have to think like a carpenter, and how you exactly you make the top, the legs, fix everything. So basically everything, whether it's a character or a set or a prop, it is created in a 3-dimensional environment with X, Y and Z axis. Coming to 2D animation or cell animation, what is it about? It is basically traditionally hand drawn by artists. അതിൽ വന്നിട്ട് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് സ്റ്റെപ്പ് കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഫൈനലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. വൺസ് ദ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഫൈനലൈസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ദ സ്റ്റോറി ബോർഡിങ് ഇസ് ഡൺ ആൻഡ് ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ് ദ ആനിമാറ്റിക്സ് ആർ ഡൺ. ഇത് വന്നിട്ട് ബിക്കോസ് യു ഹാവ് ടു ഗെറ്റ് ദ ടൈമിങ് റെഡി ബിഫോർ യു ഗോ ടു ദ അടുത്ത സ്റ്റെപ്പ് പോകണം നമുക്ക്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് you design your backgrounds for your animation. Your backgrounds and your characters are designed. Adu kayinittu once you have all this ready, or action the pose, the starting of an action and the ending of a pose, basically these are known as the keyframes. So this is done by the main keyframe artist. And ഇതിൽ ഒരു ആക്ഷനിൽ എത്ര കീ ഫ്രെയിംസ് വരുമെന്ന് ദറ്റ് അഗെയിൻ പ്യുവർലി ഡിപ്പെൻഡൻറ്റ് ഓൺ ദ സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ദ ആക്ഷൻ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഈ കീ ഫ്രെയിംസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ദ ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻസ് ഓഫ് ദീസ് കീ ഫ്രെയിംസ് ആർ ഫിൽഡ് അപ്പ് ബൈ ദ അനദർ ടീം, ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീനിങ് ടീം. ദിസ് ഇസ് എ ജൂനിയർ ലെവൽ ടീം. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇത് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അടുത്ത പ്രോസസ്സ് വന്നിട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഇങ്ക് ആൻഡ് പെയിൻറ്റ് ക്ലീൻ അപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇങ്ക് ആൻഡ് പെയിൻറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ യുവർ ഹോൾ പ്രോസസ് ഇസ് റെഡി. ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ് യു കമ്പോസിറ്റ്. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട്സ് ലേഔട്ട്സ് ഒക്കെ ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് കമ്പോസിറ്റഡ് ആൻഡ് റെൻഡേഡ്. ദ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർസ് പ്രൈമറിലി യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് ആർ US Animation, Animo, and many of the studios use their proprietary softwares also. And after that, the next step would be the post. The music, vocal, sounds, everything is synchronized. Some very popular or good examples for cell animation would be Lion King, which I'm sure everyone would have watched. And coming to Indian content, it would be Hanuman, which everyone would have seen. So once the modeling part is over, whether it's a character or a prop or a set, the next step would be to apply textures to it. So there is a specialized team for this, for a texturing team. And lighting. This is like a real life environment, how lighting is done in real life. The same principles apply here too. And after that, any animation or SFX etc. are added to the scene and rendered. The popularly used softwares for this are 3ds Max, Maya, and here also again proprietary softwares by the major studios are done. There are many examples for 3D animated films. Maybe I can't name all of them, but the recent ones and one of the, I think, very very good ones which I watched was Tangled, just brilliant 3D animation, and Shrek, Despicable Me, many. Visual effects. I think this is the most exciting and interesting, and maybe also my most favorite part. A lot of people have this misconceptions about visual effects, or maybe they haven't even heard about what visual effects are. Visual effects are nothing but a combination of live action and CG. CG is computer graphics. So this is widely used in cinema, and nowadays actually it is an integral part of every feature film, whether it's used as visible effects or invisible effects, any which way. Coming to visible effects, what would the commonly used effects be? Fantasy creatures, which are created and used, like Jurassic Park, you would have seen. And in case of destruction, calamities, and which are not humanly possible to shoot because of different reasons. It might be either a cost prohibitive or danger, risk factors, or just impossible, like say a city getting flooded, or fire, smoke, destruction, or maybe the White House collapse you would have seen in Independence Day. These are things which are not humanly possible to do. Virtual sets are also created. This comes in handy in gaming and even in cinema also, where the complete sets are CG sets basically. And the live action again is shot. It's shot against a blue mat or green mat and later composited. And set extensions again is commonly used. And coming to invisible effects, there are stunt sequences where you use wires basically to manipulate the action, and these wires are again digitally removed post. Then there is character multiplication, crowd multiplication. Character multiplication especially in നമ്മുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ സിനിമയിൽ വളരെ പോപ്പുലറാണ്. നമ്മളെ ഡബിൾ റോൾ എന്നൊക്കെ കാണുന്നത്, ഒരു ആൾ രണ്ട് ക്യാരക്ടർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോൾ പണ്ടാണെങ്കിൽ they used to use mask, but nowadays all this has become very easy with the advent of CG. So it saves time and good results. More things which you can do which were not possible to do it on camera, like overlaps, movement of camera. All this are possible now with the new technology available. And crowd multiplications, basically these are like all cost saving factors which tremendously helps the production. So once you have your live action shot and your CG elements, so how do you combine them? You have all your characters or say props or sets, everything ready in your system, and the live action is shot already. So this has to be digitized and bring it together and combine them, which is known as compositing. So how do you bring it? For this there is a process called scanning, where you scan the live action shot and digitize it, and this is composited in compositing softwares. There are many softwares like New Combustion, Digital Fusion, Flame, Flint, Inferno, plenty. So once this is composited and rendered, this is output has to go back again onto film. So for this you have this process called film recording, where this is again recorded back to film. Visual effects, I don't think I have to give any examples because I will have to name maybe all the films, but still to name a few, maybe as one of my favorites, maybe I would say from the older lot, Titanic, Twister, till the recent Inception, Avatar. Even in Indian cinema there are many, Robo. Motion capture is a process of recording movement from live action and translating the movement to a digital model, minimizing or sometimes completely bypassing the keyframe animation. Here, complex interactions, realistic interactions, and secondary actions are easily achievable, and large volumes of animation data can be produced in very less time. So, in mocap, there are a few disadvantages also, like it is a cost prohibitive, not everybody can use it, and many limitations like volumes and scale and magnetic fields, etc. So the basic process in motion capture, what is motion capture? Here multiple cameras are placed and you create a three-dimensional volume, and after that the actor, whoever is going to perform, whose action we are going to capture, is made to suit up in a bodysuit, and markers are placed at all the joints and the action is performed. Range of motion is defined. Action is performed and captured in a three-dimensional volume. Once you have your data ready, it is tracked, solved. Tracking and solving is basically cleaning up the data for any missing of the markers or swapping of markers. And after that, it is mapped onto a rigged model. Motion capture is very widely used in gaming, and most of the biggest studios, gaming studios, are always using motion capture for their games. And even in 3D animated films, like one of the best examples would be Polar Express and Beowulf, Avatar. Actually, in Polar Express, Tom Hanks himself has played some 6 characters, so repeated the actions basically. DI, or digital intermediate, to put it very simply, is the process of grading the film digitally. This is a very useful tool for the cinematographers because of it helps tremendously in correcting the variations in lights. The variations might come to due to different circumstances, like shooting conditions, different location changes, weather conditions, etc. So this will help you to achieve a very even output, or if you're looking for any particular tone. And apart from the primary corrections, even secondaries are also possible, like you can mask out a part of the frame to enhance or tone down a part of your shot, and this mask can be animated also. So it's really a very useful tool to the modern cinematographer. And nowadays most of the films, I think at least 85% to 95% films are being graded digitally, and very soon I think the rest of the 10% also will be converting for sure. And the process involved in DI is basically, say, once the shoot is completed, the edit is locked. The whole film is scanned either at a 2K or a 4K resolution based on the requirement, reel by reel, and confirmed. After that, with the help of a specialized colorist, the cinematographer sits and grades it, locks the grade, and this is again rendered and recorded back to intermediate stock. My advice, please go for it. It is a very, very exciting world out there, but only if you have the passion for it. Passion, hard work, and dedication. These are the key factors. You can't treat it like a regular job. You have to forget about your personal life. There won't be any Sundays, holidays for a long, long time. There are always impossible deadlines, but it comes with a lot of excitement, new challenges, new solutions all the time, all the time. So my advice is definitely, if you have that passion for it, please go for it. My pleasure, and I'm very happy to be here, and thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Thanks.